Welcome back. We find ourselves down here at the Aucilla sinks. Some of you local people to Taylor County area are familiar with the sinks. Grew up fishing in these sinks, much as I have. My mama used to bring us down here, my daddy when I was a kid, me and my sisters, and we'd fish all over. One that a lot of people know of is called the waterhole sinks. It's known for two reasons. During prehistoric time, when this area was just water basins full of water and the animals were coming, the Native Americans gathered around these areas to hunt animals and wild game, such as the mammoth and different animals. So they've been a treasure trove of artifact hunters over the years. The second thing they're known for, and it's called different names, but most people in this area know it as the Aucilla sinkhole murders, but it's more affectionately known in a lot of other areas over in Bay County as the Sandy Creek murders. Really good informational kiosk here we read. Wait, I didn't see that. Additional area information posted on the back of this kiosk, or go to myfwc.com. Here's the additional information about removing artifacts. Now, when I was a kid, you could drive down these roads. Now it's not. It's a wildlife trail. You have to walk it. So let's ease up in here. So we're here at one of the spots in the sinks. You can see the water's flowing toward us, and here it goes underground. Look at this large pile of debris that's built up here. And you can see cut timbers, old cypress. And there's just about anything you can imagine. Over here's an old square log, still got a steel rod spike sticking out the end. I mean, the video don't do it justice just how much debris is built up here. I mean, this area right here is probably 200 foot wide at its peak. You can see where the water's just churning and it's going underground here, feeding in from that direction. You can see it's flowing pretty fast too. So that's just one of the sinks that we're going to look at today.
I've just seen it and I've seen the bubbles coming this way. I was like, where now?
Here's another angle from the other side of the same area. Where we were just standing a while ago taking pictures, was straight over there. Got an old drum, old ball, lots of debris. Look how fast that water's flowing. You can only imagine what size cavern is washed out on this side. Through this area, there's magnificent oaks like this one everywhere. See, he's on down the trail. And being part of the trail system, if you'll look on some of these trees, you can see the orange blazes that show you that you're on the right path. Checking out the Aucilla sinks. Got a lot of old fallen trees. It's cool. Some old trees laying in the area. Old growth. For our area, old growth. We following the trail, following these orange blazes. You can see how desolate this place is. This area around these sinkholes is a really diverse area of Florida. It's unique. It's unlike any other area. Contour of the land. Swamp cabbage everywhere. Definitely want to watch where you step in here though. A lot of small sinkholes, uneven ground, depression. We're coming up on another sinkhole here. And let's stop and look at this tree stump. Nothing really special. I just love seeing them old weathered tree stumps. There are many more sinkholes in this area than what we're going to show you today. We're just easing through here to some of the more easier ones to get to. So we're in a section here that's pretty long and flowing, where it's come up out of the ground. We're still on that section, actually the first sink we showed you, where it goes back underground. To really understand how these sinkholes work in the river, I believe it's the Aucilla River Institute, I believe is how it is. They have a really good video that shows the evolution of the water basins in the limestone. Really explains how the river formed and why the kill sites that's been found. Native Americans. I suggest you research that. I believe it's Aucilla River Institute. Fine group there. They got a lot of information on this area. A lot of work being done. I see he's on through here to another spot. Very unique spot in the river here where it comes back up and is flowing for a pretty good distance. You can see it coming through. That water's moving. We're still easing down the trail, following these orange blazes on these trees. We're still chasing this creek, river, down here on the Aucilla in the sinkhole section. The size of that oak tree, even with the growths on it. Got some palms that grow out over the river. This is a beautiful spot. Oh, look at this oak. That old palm just twisting up through the branches. There's another one of them old vintage tree stumps. Old vintage, huh? I don't know that that'd be the right word. I don't know, I just love them old stumps like that. Beautiful berries everywhere. I can't remember what they call them. I had to look that up. I've been thinking about getting my grandchildren. They love doing YouTube. Maybe doing some videos on identifying native Florida edible plants. I had planned on doing it a little earlier. I wanted to cook off a little cooking channel. Not only showing what the native plants were, but how to use them, how to process them. I still plan on that, just time. If you walk through these sinks trails, be aware in several locations. There's these old dead trees laying. Be aware of that you stay out of their way in case they fall. You can't never tell, especially right now they're wet and heavy.
Jump in there and swim.
Another sinkhole. So we've come out right here at the trailhead and we're fixing to go check out another trailhead. And walking right here in the road, I noticed a beam that runs across the road. This beam that runs across the road. I don't know if that was part of an old cattle gap or what that was. We're over here on another section of the trailhead. We're gonna slip around a couple of these sinkholes in here. Matter of fact, here's the first one we come to. See the old pollen or algae? I'd say that's pollen, but it might be algae. And you can tell the water is churning right through there. So let's ease on around it and see what we see. This is another angle of that same sink. You can see the sand on that side. Easing through there. That water's churning up. Even got a flower out here on the bank. Look at that. Many side trails that go off down through areas. We're not gonna walk them today. We're just gonna hit these main sinks. Plenty of area here to explore. But you definitely gotta watch where you're walking. These trails are a lot wider here than the previous. A lot of old dead trees laying up across the trail. Coming around this sink. Boy, we used to catch some fish here when I was a youngin'. See, over the years, as people has figured out the type of life that really was here, and to fully understand that, you'd have to get on the Aucilla Institute's website and watch a few videos on how the evolution of this area on the sinks evolved. To understand the mammoth and the tusk, I mean, it's just in depth. The water basins, the water rising. You'd really have to watch some of those videos. So there's been a treasure trove of artifacts that's come out of these sinkhole areas all the way back. A lot of those are on display in different museums around North Florida, Gainesville, Tallahassee. You can find a treasure trove of information on the internet about them, and pictures and photos. So this really is a natural treasure to the Taylor County area. Thankfully, the state of Florida has done a pretty good job of securing this area and cutting trailheads in and trying to keep it open to the public. So even though we have the heinous murders in the backdrop, that's just one piece in several, how many thousand years of history here where animals cohabitated, Native Americans lived, raised their family and their children.